everybody, this is Neva from Core Dynamics Physical Therapy. Today in our video we're going to focus on some exercises I tend to send my patients that are presenting with more weaker pelvic floor muscles or not yet ready maybe to do more advanced exercises. They're not people who have done a lot of strength training. So I go to these lower, easier type of exercises. Sometimes when people get off track, I also tell them to restart these exercises. And they're a great add-on to pelvic floor exercises, which as we all know at this point, it's not all about the Kegel. So using other parts of our body is good, but I like to kind of combine everything and more look at a whole body. So we're going to do a few of these right now. The first one is we're going to lay down and basically we're going to do a bridge, but we're going to use a small air-filled ball. It's got to be like somewhat of a squishy ball. If you don't have something that's air-filled, so a soccer ball, basketball, those are not so great. Yes, they are air-filled, but they're more firm. They're too hard. They're not as movable. Not that we're going to squeeze that much on this, but they are too firm. So if you don't have anything, I suggest like a small pillow, like a throw pillow they use for your bed or your couches. They work really well. And if you don't even have that, roll up a towel and use something like that. It's not really about the resistance. It's more about this kind of size. It can be a little bit bigger than this, and actually the basketballs and the soccer balls tend to be a little too big. Okay, so I'm gonna lay down with my legs bent, head down, and the ball is gonna be right in between my knees, okay? I'm gonna gently squeeze the ball, and then I'm gonna come and lift up. We're gonna hold for 1, 2, 3, and come down, okay? Again, 1, 2, 3, and come down. So if you've seen me in the clinic, you know that I also talk about breathing during exercises. And so a lot of people get confused, which way do I breathe in or out when I push up, when I come down, and all of that. And really then what I generally just tell people to do is just either talk as they're doing this, like me, or count 1, 2, 3. As long as you're doing it out loud, it's gonna get your air moving in and out and not cause too much pressure in places that it shouldn't be. So again, it's a gentle squeeze and you're gonna push up, 1, 2, 3, and come down. You wanna shoot for about 10 or 12 of these. Okay, if it's your first time, if it's hard for you to push yourself up, start with 5 to 8 of these, which is great. And again, come on up. Okay. The next one we're going to do is one of the exercises that are in the Roll for Control series. So I'm going to point this way or face this way for the camera, and then I'll go back the other way. I'm going to go down, laying down. Right now I'm going to stay on my forearm just so I could talk to you guys a little bit. But so I would be laying down like so, or maybe I could just stay like this. Okay, and what I want you to do is that you're going to pivot on your heels, so your toes and so your feet, but your toes are going to go towards one another. It's going to force your knees and your hips to roll in. And then we're going to stay there for 10 seconds. And then when we come back out, we come back to neutral. So again, we're going to roll, pivot on our heels, so our toes, knees, and hips roll inward. Hold it, and then let it go. Good. Again, roll inward and let it go. So these are each for 10 seconds. And at home, I want you to do 10 of these. I'm going to stop after the next one. I think you get the idea. Okay. And one more. We're going to roll inward. Good. Okay, so to continue on with those roll for control or hip rolling exercises like we just did with the ball, this one we're going to do the opposite way, the roll out, and we're going to use a resistance band. I picked my red band. It's a medium resistance. You can go for light. Don't go for heavy on this one. And actually, when you start these exercises, you can actually do them without the band and without the ball with the previous one. You can start for a week or so without anything if you're really brand new. So I'm gonna place the band up on my legs, and I'm gonna place it right above my knees so it doesn't bother my knee joints. And same thing, I'm gonna go down, but this time you can see my legs are starting close together, right? The movement is not just out with the knees. It's gonna be similar to what we did with the ball rolling in, is that you're gonna pivot on your heels and your toes, knees, and hips are gonna roll out. And as you see, my hips are only moving a slight bit outward. Again, we're gonna hold this for 10 seconds and come back in all the way. So legs closed, pivot on the heels outwards, toes, knees, hips go out, hold for 10 seconds, and come back. Good, again, roll out, and you're gonna hold, and then come back in. So again, these are gonna be 10-second holds, rest, and do 10 repetitions. I'll do this rep and one more. You guys at home count up to 10. Good, and one more demo. So again, roll out, hold it for 10, and let it go. Now I'm gonna go back to what we did in the first exercise, which was a bridge exercise, right? We did it with the ball, but now we have that band. So we're gonna kind of come back to everything we did with the ball, now we're doing with the band. So similar to the ball though we squeezed and went up into the bridge, this time we're just gonna come up into the bridge, gonna roll out just with our knees against the resistance band, and then come back down. Again, push out and come back down. Again, out and down. Good. And then up and out. And you can do 10 to 12 of these. Good. Again, I'm using the medium resistance band. You guys can use a light one. I would avoid heavy bands on these exercises as they are your initial exercising when the pelvic floor presents more weak and doesn't have as much tone to it or endurance. Good, and a few more. Make sure you count at home because I'm doing these for the demo and I admit I'm bad at counting. Good, one more. So up, pulse out against the band and come back down. Awesome. Take that off. Okay, so just to recap, you have all those exercises as an intro along with your pelvic floor exercises. If you're doing those, it's a good intro type of sets of exercises. They're not too hard, they're not too much resistance, they're just starting to get these muscles to kind of wake up and say like, oh right, we got to work again, like, you know, we used to. Okay, hope that helps. See you soon. Bye.